Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend.
All right, guys, welcome back. It is Thursday, March 17th. It's St. Patrick's Day. It is the opening of the NCAA basketball tournament. We've been waiting for this for a while, so pretty excited to get into it. Obviously, you can see things are a little bit different today. I have Sean here with me today. Hopefully, he's as excited to be here as I am to have him. So, you ready to get into this, Sean?
Hell yeah, baby. St. Patrick's Day vibes. All day.
Love it, love
Luck
it.
of the
love it.
Irish.
All right, we had a little bit of luck of the Irish last night. I want to say probably everybody was on Rutgers last night. Notre Dame ended up pulling it out in double OT. I know that one stung for you a little bit, Sean.
And Tony Soprano.
Yeah.
Heartbreaker. But I had a nice little parlay going into today, but
Very surprising, at least to me. All right, so we're just going to go game by game. We're going to do this in chronological order. This is just around one games for today. So we're looking at 16 games. Everyone has picked a winner. So we'll start with Michigan versus Colorado State. Number 11, Michigan. Number 6, Colorado State. Who you got today, Sean?
I have Michigan. I think it's going to be a revenge game for Juwan Howard coming back. It's well documented what happened 5 games ago for them. I think they're going to rally around him. I know they're, what are they right now? Like a 1-point favorite, which is kind of wild. But I got Michigan.
And you know what? We all have Michigan. I think we're all kind of feeling the same way. It is, I don't know what that says, that all of us are on number 11 Michigan. And like Sean said, they are a 1-point favorite, which is interesting, being that they're an 11 seed. Colorado State is a 6. But again, all of us on Michigan today, nobody on Colorado State. So second game today is going to be South Dakota State, number 13 versus number 4 Providence. Who you rolling with, Sean?
Listen, I'm a Big East guy. I got Nova pretty heavy. I'm a Nova guy. I do respect Providence, but the fact that they have no Big East all conference players on their team, a little dicey there. I'm going South Dakota State over Providence.
And I completely agree with Sean. Providence, kudos to you, great season, regular season Big East champion, cool, awesome, be very proud of that, but I think it ends today. I don't think that they are as good as maybe that would lead you to believe. So I'm riding with Sean today, 2 on South Dakota State, as well as Spencer and Chris. Vinny, Steve, and Wilkie, however, are rolling with Providence. All right, next up, we got number 9 Memphis versus number 8 Boise State. Who you got, Sean?
First of all, I got to find it real quick. Give me a second here. I believe I have Memphis. I have Memphis winning today. Yeah.
I'm rolling with Memphis too. Memphis is a pretty good team. They've had some injury problems this year. I do like Penny Hardaway coaching that team. So I'm with Sean, and so are Steve, Wilkie, Spencer, and Chris. Vinny is the only one going Boise State. So, I kind of like, if I'm Vinny, I like that. I like being on an island by myself sometimes because you could gain an immediate advantage. So we'll see. I don't think that's going to happen for Vinny today, but we will see. All right, next up, we got Norfolk State versus Baylor. Who you got today, Sean? 16 Norfolk State, excuse me.
16.
Number 1 Baylor.
Now we also got a little word. We're not totally sure yet, but from Spencer, their top scorer, Baylor's top scorer, is going to be out. Probably going to be out. We have to check game time decisions and stuff like that. I'm picking Baylor to win outright. The spread, I believe, right now is 21 plus. Something like that. I have a few parlays with Norfolk State covering the spread.
Same.
Just for the fact that the top scorer is out for Baylor. I like Baylor to win. Shout out Chip and Joanna Gaines. Big fans. And I have them going decently far, but I think Norfolk State is a little closer than most in this game.
I'm on the same page as Sean on this one too. I am picking Baylor. but I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on Norfolk State just because of what Spencer was telling us, and he is the college basketball god. So we are actually all picking Baylor today. But like Sean, I like Norfolk State with the points otherwise, but all of us are on Baylor, nobody on Norfolk State. So next up, we got 14 Longwood versus number 3 Tennessee. Very hot Tennessee team. Who are you going with, Sean?
As much as I want to go with Longwood, because that's my kind of team, got to go Tennessee. Tennessee is really hot right now. There are a lot of people's darlings of the tournament, so Tennessee.
I totally agree. Once again, me and Sean on the same page. I swear we didn't pick all the same teams, I promise. We'll get there. But yeah, I agree. Tennessee's super hot. A lot of people love them. A lot of people think that they got jobbed out of a number 2 seed, which possibly. I have them going far in most of my brackets. I'm on Tennessee today also, and so is the rest of the crew. So we got another unanimous pick here. Everybody on Tennessee, nobody on Longwood. But if Longwood wins, I'm going with Longwood from here on out because it's just an awesome game.
Not to change subject, right before we get to the other game. One more little tidbit on that Providence, the Providence South Dakota State game from a little bit ago. Where John Rothstein, big college basketball analyst, he let a little nugget. South Dakota State has not lost a game since the beginning of December. So they're rolling. I know we just jumped around a little bit.
Super high.
That's why. South Dakota State all day over Providence.
You got to give people the info.
Hell yeah.
Love it. All right, next up. This is, for me at least, I think this is an interesting pick here. So we got number 12 Richmond versus number 5 Iowa. Iowa, another super hot team coming off of a Big Ten tournament championship. Who are you going with, Sean?
Going with Iowa.
I think it's the right pick. What makes me nervous is I'm a big 12 over 5 guy, and like I said, I'm going with Sean with Iowa too, and so is everyone else. So we have a 12 versus 5 matchup where no one is picking the 12, which makes me a little bit nervous, I'm not going to lie, but Iowa's too hot right now and playing too well that I think it'd be silly to pick against them. Mm-hmm. Next up, another 16 versus 1 matchup. 16 Georgia State versus number 1 Gonzaga. Overall number 1 seed Gonzaga. Who are you going with, Sean?
Gonzaga, and with this one, I like Gonzaga with the points too. I think it's 23.5 right now. I'm not a huge Gonzaga guy, but you got to respect the program and what they've accomplished the last few years. Gonzaga, all the way.
Totally agree. High-powered offense, put up a ton of points. They blow out almost everybody. Not quite as much this year as last year, but a team like Georgia State, I think they handle pretty easily. And another unanimous pick from the crew. Everyone on Gonzaga today, nobody on Georgia State. Not surprising in my mind, but we'll see. No free ads, but a great boost for Gonzaga on DraftKings. You get them to win at even money. Good luck finding that anywhere else. All right, next up, we got number 9 Marquette versus number 8 UNC. Who you got, Sean?
Marquette, I still got Dwayne Wade in my head. Marquette is a great team. I got to go UNC, though. I'm not a North Carolina guy, but UNC, I think they're just a little more skilled than Marquette this year.
We do have a UNC guy in the crew, Wilkie, big-time UNC fan, which is why it breaks my heart so much to go to the other side. I'm on Marquette today. I'm the only one on Marquette today. Like I said, I like to be on an island sometimes, so I'm the only one on Marquette. Vinny, Sean, Steve, Wilkie, Spencer, and Chris all on North Carolina today. Part of me hopes that they win for Wilkie, but the rest of me wants Marquette to win for myself. So,
hate to see it.
So next up, another 12 versus 5 matchup. We got number 12 New Mexico State versus number 5 UConn. Who are you going with, Sean?
Again, Big East. As much as I don't really respect Providence's team this year, I really respect UConn's. They always give Nova trouble as well. They're a great team, a good coach. Go UConn.
I told you before that I like the 12 over 5s. I am going with New Mexico State. Chris is going to be there with me, and everybody else is on UConn, which makes sense. UConn has a very good team. There were points this season where they looked very, very good. And like everyone else in the country, there were some low points too. So Vinny, Sean, Steve, Wilkie, and Spencer all on UConn, and Chris and myself on New Mexico State. Next up, we got number 15 St. Peter's versus number 2 Kentucky. What do you think, Sean?
I mean, Kentucky. John Calipari, he's one of the all-time G's of basketball, college basketball. Can't go against him, especially. I know, 15, like St. Peter's, but Kentucky all day.
I'm back in agreement with Sean on this one. I love Kentucky. I have them winning in a couple brackets. I think that they are one of the best teams in the country. I understand why they couldn't get a 1 seed, but I love Kentucky. As cool as it would be to see a team like St. Peter's win a couple games, I just don't think it happens. And we're all on Kentucky. Another unanimous pick. Everybody rolling with Kentucky, nobody on St. Peter's. Next up, we got number 12 Indiana versus number 5 St. Mary's. What are you going with, Sean?
One more time to shout out John Rothstein on this. I'm done after this one, but St. Mary's is an incredible field goal percentage team. Love St. Mary's. Love St. Mary's.
St. Mary's is a good team, very good team actually. In fact, they beat Gonzaga this year, I think.
Right, yeah.
It was their first conference loss ever, I think, in this conference at least. So that being said, Indiana looked tough in the tournament at the end of the season. They're rolling. I am a Big Ten guy. I got a little bit of bias there. But Vinny and myself are going to be going with Indiana. Sean, Steve, Wilkie, Spencer, and Chris all on St. Mary's. I think the winner of whoever wins this game, I think wins the next round too. Either way. I like both these teams, just like Indiana a little bit more. Next up, we got number 9 Creighton versus number 8 San Diego State. Who you rolling with, Sean?
Big East guy again. Creighton. We'll go Creighton. Respect.
This is a tough matchup. I'm going the other way, though. I'm going San Diego State. Me and Spencer, the only ones on San Diego State. Vinny, Sean, Steve, Wilkie, and Chris all rolling with Creighton. I don't know. The Big East has been I don't know. They pissed me off this year, so I have kind of a bias against them this year.
Listen,
so
Creighton
could be a bad pick.
Creighton looked terrible beginning of the year. Then they blow out Providence by an astronomical amount in the Big East tourney.
They did.
So and then so they have been as up and down as most. San Diego State, I'm not too I don't know too much about them.
And the problem is that's the tough thing. Every team, there's been no team that's been up the whole time, or even primarily up the whole. Everybody has looked good and bad across the entire season. So, which I think makes the tournament even more exciting. But all right, next up we got number 13 Vermont versus number 4 Arkansas. Who you got?
Arkansas.
Arkansas is tough. SEC very strong this year. Shout out to Jake from PMT. I'm rolling with Vermont.
Ooh.
I like Vermont over Arkansas. Spencer is right there with me. I love to see that anytime. The only thing I like better than being on an island is being there with Spencer because he definitely knows more about college basketball than
You
me.
guys drinking the syrup, man. Vermont syrup.
But we got Vinny, Sean, Steve, Wilkie, and Chris rolling with Arkansas. And like I said, Arkansas is tough, but I like Vermont. I like them. All right, next up, we got number 10 San Francisco versus number 7 Murray State. Who you got?
I have Murray State to win. Who went there? I think John Morant, right? Or somebody?
Maybe.
I forget. A couple years ago, that's still etched in my brain. Not a huge NBA guy, bigger college basketball. I'm going Murray State.
And I think
I could be totally wrong.
I think they did get a big transfer, though, this past offseason. I can't remember who it was, but it's a stud from a big-time D1 school. That being said, I'm going with San Francisco. I don't know. I liked these West Coast Conference schools. It is WCC, right, where Gonzaga's from.
Yeah.
I like these teams. They tons of offense. It's almost like the Pac-12 used to be when we were younger. You get those late games where they put up 1 million points.
Mm-hmm.
I like these teams. San Francisco is good. They normally play Gonzaga pretty tough, which is kind of a measuring stick for me. I'm going with them. Wilkie is there with me. Vinny, Sean, Steve, Spencer, and Chris all rolling with Murray State. Next up, we got number 13 Akron versus number 4 UCLA. Who you got?
Listen, LeBron, don't be mad at me. All right, UCLA has some of the best uniforms in college basketball. All right, the blue, the gold, the white, flawless.
Unfortunately,
all right?
true.
Unfortunately, true. I like to see them make a little longer run, just to it's pleasing for the eyes. UCLA all day.
And you know what? We all agree. We're all with Sean on this one. Another unanimous pick. Nobody's going with Akron. A 13 versus 4 it's a nice upset. It's not unheard of or a monster or anything like that. These two teams, in my opinion, seem a lot further apart than that, though.
Yeah.
So
just like LeBron left Akron for LA, baby, we're doing the same.
There you go. All right, we're going to finish it up with number 16, Texas Southern versus number 1, Kansas. All right, Sean, who you got in this one?
Now, it's still baffling to me. I saw this thing on the English language the other day. So why is Kansas called Kansas and Arkansas, not Arkansas? Don't know. Confusing. Not sure. Going Kansas for no other reason than that. 1 seed. They are very talented. Kansas.
And it should come as no surprise, but another unanimous pick. We are all on Kansas. There's no way Kansas is going to lose this game. I think the only chance out of 16 over 1, and probably only because Spencer planted the seed in my head, would be Norfolk State over Baylor. I doubt we're going to get that either, though, but I would absolutely love it. So, what's going to get it going today? It's St. Patrick's Day, so we got to change it up a little bit. So, instead of a shot in the shotgun, Sean gave you a little sneak preview there. We're going with car bombs. We got Guinness. We got Bailey's. We got Jameson. It is time. Oh, yes, and you can't forget, we got the shot and shotgun pint glasses.
Merchandise available through him.
That's right. That's right. So let's get this going here.
One more thing on the merchandise. We got hoodies, we got shirts, anything through him.
Sell it, baby.
Give us the support, baby. We're going to give you winners. Throw a little of that winning money our way. Rock a t-shirt down the beach. Let's go.
That's the thing. It's win-win for everybody. You're going to look awesome.
Hell yeah.
Going to throw us a couple bucks.
Especially with inflation now these days, gas prices. Everybody needs that $500 parlay, baby.
And speaking of, I have not raised prices. Just want to put that out there.
Woo! Man of the people.
All right, love that sound.
Oh, baby.
It's been a minute since I've had a car bomb. I'll tell you that. That's pretty good. Don't want to get too...
Hell yeah, baby. Again, no free ads, but John Ralston, man, really helped me with my bracket this year. That dude is a computer. All right.
Yeah, he had it was all good information. I listened to the same interview that Sean did. Good insight, backed up by stats. He watches every game. He's a likable guy, which makes a difference to me. Half these guys are douchebags. I don't want to hear what they have to say anyway. But,
Yeah.
So, clock is ticking right now, but listen to somebody that knows more than you. It'll help you. It will. Like
Start with us. Yeah, exactly.
All right.
All right, baby. Slante.
Ready?
Woo! Got it.
That was awesome.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, fellas and ladies.
Love you guys. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back Saturday and Sunday. Check out all the social medias, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Check out the merch store. Like Sean said, ton of great stuff up there. Interact with us online. We want to know who you like, who you hate, who you tell you fade. You know what we always say. All right, guys. Until then, I love you. Let's catch some bets.
Love you guys.
Welcome to Shot and Shotgun's March Madness edition. This is Spencer. This is Little Spence here. So we are going to go over our picks for the first round of the 2022 March Madness bracket. So I have a little bit more upsets than Little Spence has. Little Spence has basically all the top dogs winning, except for he has Creighton, the 9 seed in the Midwest bracket, beating San Diego State, the 8 seed in that bracket. Other than that, that's his only upset in the first round. Some couple upsets that I have for the first round are I have TCU, the 9 seed, beating Seton Hall, the 8 in the South. I have Michigan, the 11th seed, beating Colorado State, the 6th seed. Same bracket in the South. I wanted to pick Longwood to beat Tennessee, but Tennessee is a good team. I saw Longwood play last weekend in their conference tournament, and they're exciting to watch. But I went Tennessee in that one. Other upsets I have South Dakota State beating Providence, an overrated team in Providence. I have Iowa State beating LSU in the Midwest. That's all for the Midwest. In the West bracket, I have Memphis, the 9 seed, beating Boise State as the 8. I have Vermont beating Arkansas 13-4. That's the seeds, by the way. I also have Davidson, the 10, beating Michigan State, the 7th seed. Davidson's a fun team to watch. I've been watching them a lot this year, paying attention to them. Love to shoot the 3. In the East, I have, as an upset, the only one, I don't have any upsets in the East. All favorites are winning. That's the first round. You'll hear back from Spence and Little Spence about the second round and Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final 4. So you'll have to tune in to hear our picks from there on. Shot and shotgun we have to do.
Yeah.
So we're just going to shotgun, me and Little Spence. So I have Smirnoff Ice like usual. Little Spence has a Juicy Juice box. Hopefully it doesn't do what we did last time and go everywhere. Okay?
Yes.
Let's clean it up a little bit so in case you spill.
Yes.
Remember how you do it, Little Spence?
Yes.
Poke a hole.
Uh-oh. Tell me when to go.
We're live here.
Tell me when.
There's the hole. Hold on. Ready? You know how to do it?
Yeah.
All right, cheers, bud. Get on the camera. Cheers.
Tell me when.
Ready? Go.